Alright, so today we are going to be talking about rhetorical devices in literature. So let's get this sucker started. First of all, let's go ahead and figure out the definition of a rhetorical device. Rhetorical devices are structures within language that communicate, and I'm going to abbreviate that, communicate ideas in ways that make them appeasing, or appealing, sorry. And I'll spell the word for you. Appealing, which means pleasing. Everybody is interested in it because you say something so well. So examples we're going to look at today, we're going to look at 5. We got the rhetorical question. We have good old repetition. Parallelism. Whoa, come on now. Antithesis. And allusion. In this case, we're looking at biblical allusions. But we're going to go over the entire concept. Alright, so first of all, we have the good old rhetorical question. The definition is very simple. Obviously, it's a question, but more specifically, a question to which no answer is expected. So it's a question to which no answer is expected. Well, what examples do we got for that? Well, very simply, who doesn't want to be free? Everybody knows the answer to this, so you don't need to give out any type of answer. We all know, well, I want to be free. Or, would you ever turn down $1 million? Well, you know, depending on the terms. But if there were no terms, of course not. This is used to grab the attention of the audience or the reader. Typically, this will be their hook sentence or their hook statement. And this way that they just grab your attention right from the get-go. Alright, next up we have repetition. Very simple as well. Just repeating words or phrases. But why? Why do we repeat these words or phrases? Very simply, it's for emphasis. So why do we repeat words or phrases? For emphasis, to draw attention. Good example. The British are coming. The British are coming. It's used in the good old story of Paul Revere. So it's used there to draw emphasis on what? This is specific action. The British are coming. It's used to also ensure that the audience understands an idea is important. So when anything in text or speech repeats, you best be dang sure it's important. So next up we have good old parallelism. It's very similar to repetition. Instead of repeating words, though, you repeat the grammatical or mechanical form to connect ideas. So it sounds weird, repeating the grammatical or mechanical form to connect ideas. How do you do that? Well, I'll give you a simple example. We'll look at bigger examples tomorrow in the text. But pretty simply, the bullets flew. The soldiers fell. Notice that they both have 3 words in each phrase. They both start with the. They both use a past tense of the verb, flew and fell. So they use that to draw emphasis as well, or to help you understand that these ideas are connected for sure. All right, next up we have antithesis. Yeah, that's my lame drawing. It expresses contrasting. So what does it mean for contrasting? That means, it's two different things, dissimilar ideas. So expresses contrasting ideas by parallel grammatical structures. So expresses contrasting ideas by parallel grammatical structures. Very similar to parallelism, except where parallelism isn't expressing contrasting ideas. Those are similar ideas. So that's the big difference between the two. So here's an example. Some will die. Many will live free. Notice that they both use will, so that they're both part of the same tense, future tense. Some will die. The contrasting idea is that many will live free. Or the old slogan, everybody doesn't like something. Nobody, or but nobody, doesn't like Sara Lee. So once again, everybody doesn't like something is a contrasting idea from nobody doesn't like. So, of course, granted, we're using that double negative there, but that's okay. It was just a slogan, but it's the idea of antithesis. Typically, of course, this is used for persuasion. Right here, definitely is a slogan which is used in persuasion. All right, finally, we have allusion. It references or refers to different events, figures, or phrases from other literary texts. The best way to think about this, and I don't have a graphical image for you, sorry, is think of Family Guy and their cutaways. Every single time they reference to some type of different pop culture item, and it helps you to bring across a new joke. Typically, they are used to appeal to the audience's shared beliefs. So for an example, if your audience is mainly Christian, you're going to want to allude to stories from the Bible. To bring your point across. This is a very great persuasive technique, by the way, just to give you a hint for later on. This is a great persuasive technique to get people on your side. Oh, he likes the things I like, so surely he must be agreeing to something I want to do. Alright, so in conclusion, we briefly looked at 5 rhetorical devices. Along with their definitions, and the definition of rhetorical device itself. So when you read the upcoming text tomorrow, you're going to need to look out for these types of devices and see how they are used, how and why they are used to persuade an audience. Alright, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for the quiz and assignment.